Hello everyone, today we will learn basics of world editor in WarCraft 3. Well, let's start. Running for the first time takes a bit long time because every time when you run, the program creates a new map. This is a new land which you will see every time you run, but we can disable this so it took less time. Well, by clicking right side of the mouse, you can see the landscape. Now let's disable creating new maps every time. That's it. Now let's restart. We can see black background because there is no map here, and now let's create new one. Here you can see preferences of the new map. Here landscape type. And pay special attention to the unbuildables. These are type of landscape where you can build. Now let's create a new map. Now you can see the new map. By pressing G, you can control the lines. You can use them to arrange things correctly. Now, this is terrain palette. Here we can change the landscape. By pressing Ctrl Z, you can cancel the last operation. Here let's practice something with the cliffs. And also here shallow water. We can use either deep water or shallow water. Well, the shallow water is where you can't build anything but the heroes and troops can move, and the deep water is where only the ships can. And yeah, there is a thing, ramp. It was really hard to find out how to make this. Well, basically these are all the terrain palettes what you can use. You can make it higher or lower if you wish. Well, to that palette, there we can use some kind of decorations. Here you can see everything, and yeah, trees are here. They serve us as a decorations. And this is the way how we can choose the trees or decorations from the other maps. Here you can see that every time you put some new tree, it will change model of the tree randomly. These are just some samples, but you can choose a lot of decorations. Now let's turn to unit palette. This is where we can access to any of the units. The ones in special are the ones that are not originally in the game, but you can call them. This is the starting point of the player. These are rays. You can choose any of them for the player. Well, one more hint. Neutral passive. It is where we can get gold mine. It was really hard when we start to find the gold mine. So you can build this to the place which is unbuildable. Here it is region palette. You can use this for triggering. Camera palette. Here you can see how the player will see the game, and you can make cinematics. Here you can test the map that you built. But first, this is where you can set the amount of gold that you can earn from the gold mine. Item drops. This is where you can set the items that will drop once the unit is killed or finished or destroyed. Well, let's set some items here. Here you can see two options: use custom item table or item sets. First, let's try custom item table. This is where you can pick one single item and it will be dropped, or you can pick several items and one of them will drop once the destructible is destructed. The circle above means that there will drop. Here you can see that we can pick several items and they will be dropped randomly. Now let's set some item tables. Here how we can set the item tables. The only difference is that you can use item tables for several objects by applying that item table. But if you use custom, you need to do that again every time for every item. Now let's put a here to check the map. Now let's test. The map is no longer considered as a melee map because you put units into the game. Well, it's our hero. Now let's check the items which should drop. Once we destroyed the barricade, we got Mask of Death. Here we got Hellstone. And this is our terrain. Let's move to the water. Here you can see the part with shallow water. You can see that even if it's water, flame magic still can work here. This is the basics what you need to a standard map.